Hey guys, welcome to episode 6.
Episode 6
And
of
don't
Days.
mind us,
Huh?
we're just fired up. Don't mind us.
We're okay. I'm fine now. I'm okay now. So I'm awake
Yeah,
now.
we were talking about politics right before we came live, so
Hey, I'm okay now. It's all good.
I might be a little fired up.
We're not going to stay on that topic for much longer.
I might be a little fired up, but
Hey, it's a good way to wake up, though. It's a good way to
okay.
get your blood flowing and stuff like that.
Yes, it is. It is.
I mean, I feel
So
like
today we're talking about 1995. 95 was a great year for me because I got my driver's permit in 95.
it was a good year for me too. I mean, I wasn't born yet, but my dad had proposed to my mom at that in '95. So,
Congratulations.
yep.
That's where it all started for Phil.
Yep. And they got married in August of '96, and I was born 11 months later.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. I was born in July of '97 on my dad's birthday, actually.
Oh, man. I was,
But this was the starting point of our family. So my dad had popped the question in '95. So
so in 97, I was in 10th grade in high school.
mm-hmm.
Horrible high school. Horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
so where do you want to start in 95?
Well, why don't we go with songs? We usually start off with music and stuff like that. So I know I was doing a little bit of research before we got on here. Let's see here. Here's a good one. You know Coolio?
Who does it? Coolio?
As I walk in the valley of
Yeah.
sleep. That came out in 1995. That was the best-selling song of 1995.
And wasn't that part of the soundtrack for that movie, Dangerous Minds?
Perhaps. Let's see here. What's another good one? Fantasy by Mariah Carey came out. Do you know Waterfalls from TLC?
Who does it? I love it. I love that one.
Waterfalls came out in 95.
Yeah, but fun fact about that is that's when that song came out. And 11 months later, one of the members of TLC got into a plane accident and actually passed away. So, yeah, so
There's a lot. I don't know a lot of these songs. So, oh, here's a good one. The Swedish band Rednecks comes out with Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh, that was the ball.
They're a Swedish band.
Radio.
They're Swedish.
Yeah, but I remember that because I was in high school.
We come from Willie Joe. We come from Joe.
No. You know, name all the songs that you don't recognize. I guarantee I don't recognize every single song that you name. I was totally into music back in the day.
Yep. So. And then if you were into country music,
okay.
We had Pickup Man by Joe Diffie.
All right.
Gone Country by Alan Jackson.
Okay.
You Can't Make a Heart Love Somebody by George Strait.
I like that one. That was a good one.
Let's see here. Oh, yeah. The Grundy County auction incident. Well, I went down to the Grundy County auction.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, that came out in 95. And then in late July of 1995, saw the debut hit single of a brand new artist by the name of Shania Twain. Any Man of Mine came out in 1995.
Got it.
That,
Can't talk about that. Can I talk about that?
what do you got?
All the high school guys. She was fine as hell. She was hot.
Yes, she was. She still is. She still is.
All the high school boys. Oh my God, we were in love with. She was gorgeous. Oh my
Still is.
God, man.
One of George Strait's biggest hits came out in that year as well. Check Yes or No as well.
Ooh, I love that song.
Yep. And then one of Tim McGraw's biggest hits is I Like It, I Love It. Came out in that year too.
I try so hard. I can't rise above it.
Yep.
I got a fun fact here.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, my brother called me the fakest Asian person because I used to listen to country music as an Asian guy.
The heck?
And my friends even go, "You're the only Asian person I know that likes country music."
Okay.
So,
Hey, it wasn't. I mean, the '90s were a great decade for country music. So.
Oh yes, it was. You had George Strait, you had Tim McGraw, you got Face Hill,
Toby Keith, Martine McBride,
Randy Travis,
Alabama too. Alabama.
Yep. Brian White.
Yep.
Brooks and Dunn.
Martine McBride.
Yeah, Martina McBride.
Reba.
Yeah, Reba.
Big one, Reba.
And in music, one more thing in music. The legendary Frank Sinatra did his last performance in 1995.
Wow.
Yeah, he did the last performance of his career in 95.
Yeah, he died 3 years later. I know that. So
yeah. So yeah, that was a heartbreak to hear that Frank Sinatra died.
Yeah, in '98 though.
Yeah. So
anyway,
but
here's a good one.
He was a legend.
So, highest selling movie of that year was Die Hard with a Vengeance.
What was it?
Die Hard with a Vengeance. The second.
Oh,
Die Hard 2.
Was that the one with Samuel L. Jackson in it?
I think so.
Hey, Ma. Good morning.
Good morning. Yep.
Oh,
that's one with Samuel L. Jones. Yep.
Yeah, I totally understand. Don't worry about that, Miles. What was it?
Yeah, that's the one with Samuel L. Jackson. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wasn't that good of a movie, I thought.
Nope. Toy Story came out in '95 as well.
Oh yeah, the first one.
Yep.
Which was great.
And then another Tom Hanks movie, Apollo 13, came out.
Okay.
Great movie. I love that movie. And then if you want to get your 007 fix, you went to the movies and saw GoldenEye.
Oh, I forgot. Who was that? Who was Bond at that time?
That was Pierce Brosnan. That was Pierce Brosnan's first.
Was Pierce Brosnan in the other James Bond movie with Halle Berry? also.
Yep. That was, I believe, his last.
Guys, Holly
That
Berry was
was
hot.
the two last ones for Pierce Brosnan were god awful.
Yeah, it was. It was.
The first three were good. First
I
three
don't
were
get
good.
it. There was a lot of hot women back in '95.
Halle Berry didn't really get popular until the 2000s.
Yeah, yeah. She, I think she got a little bit famous because of the first X-Men movie
She
where
played Storm.
where she played the iconic character.
Storm, yeah. She actually, I know she, well, the one she got her Oscar for. Let's see here.
I know what was her worst movie.
Oh yeah, Catwoman.
Yeah. How did you know I was gonna go there?
She got a Razzie for that.
That movie was horrible. That was. I remember going to the theaters and watching that movie. It was horrible.
She won the Oscar for Monsters Ball in 2002.
Monster Ball. I don't remember that movie.
Yep. And then
And also to mention in '95, Tom Hanks won the Golden Globe Award for Forrest Gump.
That came out that year. Oh, that maybe just in the.
I have it right here in '95. But let me go check.
All right, and then if you wanted to get your Disney fix, the new Pocahontas movie came out.
Which one? It was.
There was the animated one.
Yeah, but it was a little controversial at that time too.
Still is.
Yeah, it still is.
If you wanted to get your, oh, that's a great movie. If you wanted to get your horror fix, the best-selling horror movie of '95 was the movie Seven.
777.
What's in the box? What's in the bleeping box?
Who started that?
That was Brad Pitt, I believe.
Brad Pitt.
Yep, Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, and
Why can't I
Gwyneth
remember that?
Paltrow and John C. McGinley.
Why can't I not remember that movie?
It's basically two detectives searching for a serial killer who goes about doing his killings based on the 7 deadly sins.
Okay.
The last one is Revenge, where he kills one of the detective's wives. That's the ending scene. And he's like, I have now completed my quest. And that's where Brad Pitt absolutely loses his mind and says, what's in the bleeping box? Because it's the head of his wife.
Okay.
That's the reason why he's losing his mind. And basically, Morgan Freeman's trying to prevent him from executing the serial killer.
Well, yeah. My favorite Catwoman. I forgot her name, but she was
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes. Why
Michelle
can't I
Pfeiffer.
not remember her name?
Eartha Kitt and Michelle Pfeiffer are my two favorites. Because Eartha Kitt was the one back with Adam West.
Yeah, with Adam. Well, yeah, I remember that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's see here. What musicals came out that year?
Musical?
Yeah, what musical movies came out?
Oh,
musical movies. One of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay, go for it. What
Mr. Holland's Opus. Oh my gosh, that is such a great film. Mr. Holland's Opus.
What was that about?
Basically, it's about a guy who gives up his dream of becoming a world famous composer to become a um, music teacher and teach kids the enjoyment of music. And you know, uh, wow, it's it stars Richard Dreyfuss. That's a great movie.
Hmm.
I,
I know who Richard Dreyfuss is, but I never heard of that movie.
it's not popular, but I remember we had a copy of it,
Okay.
and that became one of my favorites. It's a very well done movie.
So you had a copy of it on the VHS
Yes, I
or
did.
or Laserdisc.
Nope, no Laserdisc, only VHS.
Some of these people don't know what VHS is.
I know. It's basically like a cassette deck, only except you watch movies on it.
And it cost a lot of money back in the day to get a VCR player.
VCR player, yeah, but not a VHS. I mean, you can still go to
That's
you can,
expensive
you can
too.
still you can still go to Block. I mean, come on, you can still go to Blockbuster and get a rental for like 50 cents.
I don't know where you grew up in. I had to pay $2 for my rentals.
Yeah, it probably was more like that, but I was young at the time when Blockbuster went.
Oh, I was alive when Blockbuster was on the popular.
Family Video too. That was another big one.
Yeah, Hollywood Video.
I don't remember that one. I remember Family Video though.
Yeah, so yeah, and also in comedy.
What do we come up? What? Yeah, what movies? What comedy movies came out in '95?
Well, the ninth annual American Comedy Award.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, no, Rodney Dangerfield won the award that year.
Oh my gosh! Here we go. Billy Madison came out in '99 in '95.
Great movie, great movie, and
Then Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
great movie too. Oh
Tommy
man,
Boy by Chris Farley.
what? Which
Tommy
one?
Boy, Chris Farley.
Oh man, see, I'm telling you, they don't make comedy movies like they used to. Those are all good comedy movies.
Major Pain. Major Pain came out in '95.
Oh, with David Wayans,
Yep.
love that movie too.
Yep. Give me a shrimp.
I had all those movies on
Eat
VHS.
five fo fum. What beanstalk did you crawl out of? And then one of my favorite comedy movies. Well, yeah, one of my favorites. The series of movies. The second one came out in '95 as well. Uh, my favorite was Grumpier Old Men. That came out in '95.
Oh wow, yeah,
It's the sequel to Grumpy Old Men.
yeah. And for you people that don't know, that used to be like a TV show way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved watching the old TV shows of that. It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. I love. I mean, it's loosely based off the movie The Odd Couple,
Yeah,
which also stars Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau.
yep.
But I mean, the comedy is kind of there. So, I mean, but it's just a great series of movie.
I mean, they don't make those kind of comedy movies anymore.
I like the first one because I think it had a lot more. It had some serious notes to it.
Yeah.
But when the comedy did hit, it hit hard.
Oh, yeah, it was funny, man. It was funny.
Well, but the one that's interesting is in the second one. Not only did you have Anne Margaret, who was still smoking hot, by the way,
Oh yeah, she was.
but you
Oh
also had Sophia Loren as well, who was
yeah,
drop dead
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
Yeah, she was gorgeous too.
Hmm. And she was probably one of the oldest female of that
Yeah,
entire
out of
movie.
my group. Yeah, but
I mean, Sophia Loren was actually older than the person who played her mom in the movie.
really, I did not know that.
Yeah.
But one more thing though, you know, Ace Ventura Pet Detective.
When Nature Calls. Yep.
Was that the second one?
I believe. Yeah, it's. I believe it.
Oh, so it was the sequel.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah, I
sequel
was gonna say
because the
that
first one came out in '94. So
those movies put Jim Carrey on the map.
Dumb and Dumber too, but I think that came out in I think that came out in like '93 or '94.
No. Ace Ventura came out first. Ace
Dumb and Dumber came out in '94, so
at
about
the same year as
Ace Ventura. Yeah.
Ventura.
Hmm.
But yeah, man.
Both of those movies put Carrey on the map.
Yeah, put Jim Carrey on the map.
Still not my favorite movie by him, though.
Really? Which
I like
one?
The Truman Show. That's probably my favorite movie.
Really?
Yeah. I like it. I like his comedies. They're funny. But I think when he's really stars is when he does dramatic roles.
Well, my favorite non-comedy movie of Jim Carrey. I forget the name of the movie, but it was like a horror movie. He was stuck in the house. He was writing all these stuff on the wall. I forgot the name of the movie.
The number 23.
Yeah. That was.
Wow. That was way late in his career though. But anyway, that was a great year for movies and stuff like that. Let's see what was on TV.
Well,
Who won the Super Bowl? Let's see here.
what about the People's Choice Awards? The 21st People's Choice Award winners are Tom Hanks, Jodie Foster, Tim Allen, and Roseanne Barr.
Who?
Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, I know that show was on Roseanne show, but
Tim Allen, Tom Hanks, and Jodie Foster.
The 49ers won the Super Bowl that year. So
in '95.
Mm-hmm.
Who? That was the one where Steve Young played the San Diego Chargers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which the San Diego Chargers had no business being in that Super Bowl because the previous game to make it to the Super Bowl, there was a little controversy there, but I don't know how the San Diego Chargers made it, but they got their bus kicked by the Niners that year.
Yeah. Yeah. It was not a contest. That's
too much firepower.
What's his name? Steve Young's Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was his
only Super Bowl
to
that he
get out
won.
of Joe Montana's shadow.
Mm-hmm. And then let's see here.
Actually, there's a fun fact about that year. The Packers should have been in the Super Bowl that year instead of the Niners. But back in the day, they didn't have instant replay, and they didn't call the
Oh
fumble
boy.
Jerry Rice.
Oh boy.
Jerry Rice fumbled that ball.
Guess it. Guess what started in. Or
95.
guess what was on TV in 1995.
There's a lot of shows that were
Yeah,
still on
there's a
95.
lot of good ones.
Full House was still on.
Hmm?
Boy Meets World was still on there.
Yep.
Family Matters.
They're Pinky and the Brain. They're Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, on Nickelodeon, right?
I don't know if it was Nickelodeon, but
I think it was.
Freakazoid, remember that?
Yeah, but I was 15, so I didn't watch that much.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah, I didn't watch that much cartoons.
The Drew Carey Show was still on.
That was a good one. Drew Carey Show was a good one. What about Home Improvement?
Yeah, Home Improvement was on.
That was a great show. Great show.
Goosebumps, the TV show.
Yeah, on Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. On every Saturday morning, guys. Every Saturday morning on Nickelodeon.
There we go. Oh wait.
What about any?
Oh, Frasier was on. Frasier was on.
Frasier.
Yep. Whose line is it anyway? Yes.
I love that.
I love that show.
I love that show.
Oh man, I missed that show.
I think
the X-Files were on that time.
Yeah, X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Star Trek.
Oh, one of my mom's favorites at the time, ER was on.
Oh man, guys! If you don't know what ER is, man,
it's the predecessor to Grey's Anatomy.
But it has
it's written so much better.
It has so many good feature actors on there.
Including, you have George Clooney in the early seasons.
Yeah.
You have Mariska Hargitay as well from SVU fame.
And who was the other doctor with the glasses? He was in the movies Nerds 1 and Nerds 2.
Let's see here.
As Gilbert. He was Gilbert in the Nerd movies. I forgot his name.
Hang on a second.
Yep. Go Niners. Let me see here. Anything else?
Oh, okay. Hang on a second.
Well, I didn't know this.
Oh, Anthony Edwards, you meant?
Yeah.
I think that's him.
Going back to sports for one more time. In '95, WrestleMania XL, Lawrence Taylor won his first match in the WWF. And we all know who Lawrence Taylor is.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. That Anthony Edwards was that guy. He was also in Top Gun as well. So.
Yeah. I like that. Phil.
Sounds good.
I'm getting somebody's text. Actually, I think I'm getting text message.
And then, I mean, of course, Friends was still on at that
Yeah, it
time.
was.
Then you had Seinfeld and Seinfeld, Friends. All those ones are really, really fun. Some of the most iconic sitcoms of all time were really popular in '95.
Yeah, it was.
Some of them.
Oh boy.
Yep. So
I think that's mostly about it. 95, right?
in terms of TV shows,
Yeah.
yeah, just about. There were cool cars that came out in '95. I'll tell you that. Oh, let's see what companies started up in '95. Ah, there we go. Here we go.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Shoot.
1-800-CONTACTS.
Oh, that's starting. Did that really start in 95?
Yeah.
Yeah,
1-800-CONTACTs.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I remember all the kids in my high school we were walking
Angie.
around and saying that logo.
How about Angie?
And
Yeah, the one the Angie's List. Yeah. Yeah, it was the one where you basically go into you go to
I
you log into this website and then you find local contractors and stuff like that to do stuff around the house.
yeah, okay, yeah. I know what that is. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, everything was great in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why can't we go back to that? And who was the president back then? Was it still Clinton?
That was Clinton. That was in his first term. That was Clinton's first term. So,
okay.
Yep.
So yeah.
Consumer Cellular started there. Craigslist started in '95. Craigslist was there.
If you guys don't know what Craigslist is,
It's basically the classified ads of a newspaper on a website form.
Oh, Craigslist?
Yeah.
I thought it was something like Facebook Market, where you
Something
could.
similar to that, but the way it was constructed, it seems like more like a classified ads of a newspaper rather than.
And there's a little issue with Craigslist that happened. I don't know if I can get into what the issue was about Craigslist.
What, prostitution?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Prostitution. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. I was blown away by that. I'm like, are you?
How's about this one? One of my favorite online stores started in '95. eBay. eBay started in 1995.
Did it really?
Mm-hmm. Or how about this one?
Because I know back in the 90s,
you know Einstein Brothers?
Huh?
Do you know Einstein Brothers Bagels?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. They started in '95.
Yeah, that started in 95.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to the internet in 95.
Yeah, it was all dial-up. internet.
It was loud.
Uh-huh.
It would make these noises going.
And then if someone was using the phone on the other line, it would take for
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
it would probably take half a day in order to upload just a freaking document.
But the iconic thing about the internet back in the day was that noise when it tried to connect to the internet.
Here's a good one. Here's a good one. At least one of my favorite companies, Lionel. Lionel model trains.
Okay. Cool. That's cool.
Yep. They just okay. So they basically broke up. So what they did is that they broke up because they were merged with, surprisingly, General Mills in order to expand their lines and availability, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did is that once they became a big brand again, they broke away and became their own company again. So that's basically what happened.
Did you know what was the most popular car?
Oh, here's another one. Match.com started in 1995.
Good God.
Oh my God. I wonder what that was like at Match.com. How in the hell does this work? So online dating has been around since before I was even born.
I tried Match.com in 2001. I signed up.
Oh my God. Oh, here's another one. Another defunct Elon company. Zip2 started in 95. So that's when the world became familiar with Elon Musk. And he nearly bankrupted PayPal as a result.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So basically, I think, if all in honesty, well, not to get into politics or anything, but it seems like Elon Musk and the president are one and the same. They can't hold a company open for longer without government contracts. So, anyway, Lockheed Martin also started up in 95. I thought it was older than that, honestly.
What was the most popular car in 95?
The Ford Taurus.
Ouch.
The Ford Taurus was the best-selling passenger car in the United States. It sold almost 400,000 units.
But it was a crappy car.
The Tauruses back in the 90s were pretty good. It's only when they started getting into the 2000s. Mm-hmm.
I was more of a Bronco 2 kind of guy.
Here we go. Top best-selling cars, trucks, and SUVs of 1995. Let's see here. The Ford F-Series sold 700,000 units.
Wow, really?
Almost 700,000. 691,452 units.
Good God.
Yep.
That is...
The Chevrolet C or K class trucks sold 513,081 units. So nearly, Ford beat Chevrolet out by almost 200,000 trucks. The Ford Explorer had 395,227 units sold. The Ford Taurus was the best-selling sedan of that year.
Okay.
366,266 units.
Mm-hmm.
The Honda Accord was...
Oh, the Honda Accord was everywhere.
Yep. 341,384 units sold in 1995. And the Toyota Camry, 328,600 units sold. You got a Ford Ranger. You got a little Ford freaking Ranger. with 309,085 units.
Any sports cars on that list? Like a Corvette or Mustang?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Man. That's
Let's see here. The Honda Civic was the next sold one with 289,000.
okay. Man, that's
The Saturn S series. Oh man, I
oh,
miss
oh
that.
god, no.
I miss Saturn. I used to have one, or my family used to have one. It was a great car until the electronics started going bad on it because it was. I mean, it was, at that time it was a 15-year-old car, and it was a
Yeah.
'94 model. So we had a '94 Saturn, and it was like 2009 when we got rid of it. So.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You guys had that for that long?
Yeah,
Good
we
God.
hold on to everything. 285,674 units sold. The Saturn S series sold that much. The Ford Escort. That sounds like a prostitute name, but for 285,570 units,
Okay.
and that's the top 10 best-selling units of 1995.
Oh, so let me ask.
Mm-hmm.
What was the most popular video game that year?
Let's see here.
That year, I think the PlayStation came out.
Nintendo Super Mario Brothers, or
For the
Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island.
oh, really? Is that
Yep.
for the Super NES?
Let's see here.
It had to be.
Hang on 1 second. Virtua Fighter 2.
Is that
Let's see here.
arcade or the home console?
I have no idea. Hang on.
I know they still had arcades around that year.
Actually, the best selling video game in 1995 was Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, then that was Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Let's see
What-
here.
what-
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country for the second year in a row won.
Which was
That was for Super Nintendo.
which was the awesome game ever?
What?
Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Next to Super Mario Brothers.
See, I'm always a big fan of the original Crash Bandicoot games. So
For the PS,
the one,
for
PS one,
yeah.
for the PlayStation 1. I played Crash Bandicoot and Crash Bandicoot go-kart racing.
Did you beat the game?
I didn't beat the original game, but I beat the go-kart. I did that a lot. So I did the go-kart racing for a lot.
I still have to go with Mario Brothers. Cause that's the first video game I ever played. And I still play that game.
Crash Nitro Kart, that's the one. Crash Nitro Kart.
So yeah.
Yep. Or no, I played it on GameCube, so.
Oh man.
I played the Crash Nitro Kart on GameCube, so.
And GameCube came out, I think, in the early 2000s.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's when I was a kid, so.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I had the original Genesis, Nintendo,
Sega!
Super Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
Sega CDs, Sega Saturn. It's like,
Genesis, Sega. I mean, that's it. That's pretty much the only game that's pretty much kept Sega alive is Sonic.
yeah, it was. Every single game console had to have a mascot. Nintendo had Mario Brothers. Nintendo had Mario. PlayStation had Bandicoot. and Sega had Sonic. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let me ask you a question, Phil. Were you a
What?
Nintendo guy or were you a Sega guy?
I think I played more in arcades. I think I played more Sega games.
I thought you were more of a Sega person.
Well, because my favorite stuff at Chuck E. Cheese was all Sega, so.
Chuck E. Cheese's.
Mm-hmm.
I
My
love
favorite games at Chuck E. Cheese were all Sega games, so.
I love Chuck E. Cheese's.
It was a fun place.
but
We
the,
actually had another place out here called
what,
Odyssey Fun World.
okay,
It's something similar to
Chuck E.
um,
Cheese's.
Chuck E. Cheese, except it had like a full-on um, jungle gym play area and stuff like that,
Okay,
along with all the arcade games and all that.
oh that's good. And for you young people out there who if you guys don't know what,
It still had cringy as hell animatronics.
and if you guys don't know what an arcade is, it's a building where you can go with your friends and play video games for
And have pizza.
25 cents each.
Yep, and have pretty crappy pizza too.
I love their pizza.
Oh god, Chuck E. Cheese was not known for their pizza. Let me tell you that.
Oh man, I love their
It was
pizza.
so nice and greasy, and then you go ahead and play on the games, and then you get everything on the games.
Yeah. That was the best part.
I feel bad for those. Looking back on it now, I feel bad for those waiters who had to go ahead and clean
Oh,
all the
you have to deal with all the little.
arcade games. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh god. That,
that must be a bad job.
so yeah, guys. That was 95 in a
Yeah,
nutshell. Fun.
yeah. Let me see if. Wait, hang on. Let me see if. So my local. Oh, okay. Um, my personal theme park, Six Flags Great America. Um, and then Six Flags Great America up in Gurnee, Illinois. Yep. And then we had this one
Yeah.
called Viper. It's a wooden coaster. It's a small wooden coaster based off of the Coney Island.
The roller coaster.
Based off the Coney Island wooden roller coaster. Yeah, that came out in 1995, and that's been one of my favorites ever since. It's really well built. Unfortunately, the other wooden coaster that we got is our big one. That's the American Eagle, and that's, I mean, you can't miss it. It's freaking huge, but it's seen better days. Let's just put it that way. I mean, it was one of the original coasters that came out with the park when it opened in 1977, and it's showing its age now. I mean, however many years, almost 50 years in Chicago winters.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's going to be rackety as hell.
I just wonder when did Six Flags buy Great America?
I believe that was in the 80s. I want to say it was late 80s.
When I was in 95, I was 15, and we had a Great America, and they just called it Great America. They didn't even say it was Six Flags.
In 1984, they changed it.
to Six
They
Flags.
acquired Great America in 1984. The acquisition came after Marriott's theme park division, which included Great America because it was owned by Marriott before, bought Great America for the 1984 season. So,
Yeah,
and
dude, that sounded weird to me, dude.
because it was Marriott Great America for a while.
Yeah. And then
At least 7 years before it became Six Flags.
yeah, because our Great America had this ride called Top Gun.
Oh, you're okay. That's okay.
In California.
Yeah.
And we know it as
Great America Santa Clara. Okay, hang on. California's Great America. California Great America.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it's called. It's called California Great America.
Yeah.
Six Flags California Great America. Because Great America, Six Flags Great America is the one in Gurnee. California Great America is the one you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for some reason, 5 years later, they couldn't use the name Top Gun anymore. I don't know if that was because of the copyright of the movie or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably because Tom Cruise decided to sell.
Yeah, probably.
Tom Cruise is a prick like that, so.
And when you were talking about the oldest wooded roller coaster that you had,
At least at my amusement park, yeah.
We had an old crickety wooden roller coaster at California Great America.
What was it called?
I think it was called the Grizzly or something like that. Or I might be wrong about the name. It's been a while. It was a pretty...
Yeah. When was it? Let's see here. The Grizzly. Yeah. Let's see here.
At California Great America in Santa Clara.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... Let's see here. When did it came out? Right. Pretty rickety. Oh, it opened in 1986.
Oh, the roller coaster?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that old.
No. The one I have is... Let's see here. You got Gold Striker. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, that's a brand new wooden coaster that you guys got in Santa Clara.
Right.
That's a brand new one, 2013.
Oh, that was the new roller coaster?
Yeah, Gold Striker. That's a new wooden coaster. Yeah.
I haven't been to Great America since 2004.
That's probably about the last time I was at my Great America too.
It was a long time ago. A fun fact about Great America in California, it was in a movie. And that movie, Beverly Hills Cop 4, or was it 3?
Which one?
Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, great part. But the food was so expensive.
Yep, 3. It was Beverly Hills Cop 3, and the other one, another one it appeared in was Getting Even with Dad.
Yeah, because they did Getting Even with Dad was filmed in San Francisco. And and the lead acting was Macaulay Culkin in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie too. It was Macaulay Culkin's third breakout movie after Home Alone 2, and then it was Getting Even with His Dad. So, great tradition in California.
Let's see here. You guys have had. I'm just looking at some of the ones that you've had.
Like what? Movies or?
No, what roller coasters you did have are not there anymore.
Do we still have the Vortex?
No, it was removed in 2016.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
What?
It was rough. It was running rough. And no matter what they did to it, it still was really bad. So,
Right.
mm-hmm.
What about the drop? The drop zone,
Still there?
where they just take you to the top of the big pool and they just drop you.
Yep.
First time I got on that, I almost pissed my pants.
So you also had a family coaster that operated from 76 to 88 called the Wizard. And
I vaguely remember that. Vaguely.
but it was a smaller version of the one we have at ours. So
Okay.
the one you had. So the one I have is still there. It's still called the Wizard. It's still really fun. I think the coolest thing about it is that it has like a spiral chain lift hill.
Okay.
You go up into a circle basically. It's like a corkscrew almost. It's
Okay.
really interesting.
Right.
And then in Vertigo.
Yeah, I love that ride. It would go backwards and forward, backwards again and forward again.
Mm-hmm. That was removed in 2011.
Oh, but do they still have the iconic merry-go-round?
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's right when you step into the park. That is the first thing that you see is the merry-go-round.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a double decker. You can go on top of the merry-go-round.
Mm-hmm.
It had 2 floors.
Hang on, there was a
So, yeah. Man, taking me back to my childhood. Great. But I gotta say, parking was horrible in that parking lot. They had, it was horrible. But I remember they having good food there too. They had good food.
Wow. That's the only thing remaining from that.
What was?
So, we'll get to this in a little bit, but we used to have a very, very, very nice amusement park out in Chicago. It was actually in the city of Chicago, called Riverview. And
I heard of that. I heard of that.
And the only thing remaining is the carousel.
That's all. Nothing
That's
else.
the only thing remaining from Riverview, and that's over in Georgia, at the Six Flags over Georgia.
Oh wow!
Amusement park. That's the carousel they have there. So, but that's the only thing remaining from Riverview.
Oh good God!
I thought there was more than that. but apparently not. Yeah. Fun.
Okay, what's the last one that you wanted to talk about?
I mean, not a lot. I mean,
Yeah, God, so he wasn't born yet.
yeah, I would, like I said, my parents were dating, and I believe later in the year we're engaged in '95. So
Yeah, God, for me, I was 15 years old. I was a stupid kid. Me and my friends used to do stupid stuff,
oh yeah,
and we used to hang out at the local Blockbuster videos. Fun times in 1995. Fun times. And like I said, I got my driver's permit in 1995. So yeah, it was great. Well, guys, that was 1995 in a nutshell.
yep.
If you guys have any fond memories of 95 you want to share, just leave it in the comment, and
Mm-hmm.
I will get back to all. I read all the comments, so.
Yep. And also, if you're also interested, go ahead and um, leave a. We're going to put a poll out in a couple days, and let you guys choose what episode we're going to do next.
Which 2 years were you thinking?
Well, we haven't done the 50s yet, so I'm thinking one in the 50s and probably maybe.
You want to compare the 50s and the 60s?
Perhaps maybe like the early 70s. Early 70s.
Let's say probably 75?
72 or 71
Yeah, we can do that.
and 55. Let's do 55.
I'll put about 3 dates. I'll put 55, 71, or 74.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, guys, thank you for joining us early Saturday morning.
It was pretty early today for me.
But for next Saturday, we'll be at the regular time.
Yeah. 2 hours from when we started today.
Yeah. Yes. I have a busy day today. I have about 3 interviews I have to do for the channel. So
You're going to be a busy bee.
yeah, I have an interview with a ESPN sports announcer.
Oh, yeah? Who?
His name is Seth Everett.
Okay.
He was on screen announcer back in the early 2000s.
Okay.
So I have an interview with him today.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can tell, last week's interview, I had an interview with the food blogger John Barr.
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to John Barr because of him. He brought me more subscribers to the channel. So I want to send a big shout out to him. And then we got a Seahawks podcaster coming out later tonight to do the interview. Yeah, like I said, I have a lot of interviews lined up for you guys. So you guys are gonna get a lot of
Stay tuned. Absolutely.
And I also have an interview with a Lions podcaster and a Bears podcaster, and we're still working on the detail of Papa Grossi's interview. So you're going
Excellent.
to get a lot of interviews this summer. So
Yep. And then for my channel, if you want to go ahead and subscribe, probably will be uploading a couple things soon. And then we'll just go on from there. See, a lot of times before I make something on video for you guys, I have to experiment and see if I like it first. So, because I don't want to hear something that you guys will not like, if you know. Yeah. And I actually did one the other day that I thought was very good. I did an Asian fusion risotto.
Right.
Yeah,
How did that come out?
it went really well actually. So I used onions, mushrooms, hatch green chilies. They're mild, so they're basically like green peppers at that point.
Okay.
Garlic, a little bit of capers, crab meat. I added some crab meat to it, and then obviously add the rice.
Yeah.
And then I used a ginger miso broth.
Okay.
Kind of give more of an Asian zing to it.
Yeah.
And then added Chinese 5-spice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds delicious, though.
It was. I outdid myself with that one. Yeah.
And guys, I might be doing a fan meetup if you guys are interested.
If you're ever coming up to Chicago, let me know.
Okay, yeah, I will. I might be. I am planning something with 3 other YouTubers probably for this summer. I might be going down to Cleveland, Ohio to do some videos with.
You are a factory of sadness, Cleveland.
But if you guys are interested in stealth camping, I might be doing a stealth camping with a stealth camping YouTuber.
In Cleveland?
Yeah, he invited me, so I might take him up on it.
There you go.
So, and me and Kenton and Phil were still going to be working on if we can get together and go to a haunted location.
Yeah. I have to figure that one out. If nothing else, I can always rent out a place that's always been known for activity, so it's not too far from me. So
yeah, so
I mean, there's a place just south of here. It's a old opera house.
Ooh.
It's always been known for our activity, so. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, guys. So if you're interested in that, just leave it in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys like that kind of stuff, maybe you'll see more of that kind of stuff on the channel.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring you guys all kinds of varieties of content.
Other than just streaming football games, huh?
Well, it is the off season.
True.
And we have no more football until August. So,
Well, you have the UFL.
Yeah, but I don't get that much viewers on the UFL like I do on my NFL videos. True. And there's going to be a new series coming out on the NFL teams. Me and my editor are working on it right now and see what he thinks of it. And I'll bring it to you guys when we decide to do it.
Alrighty.
But yeah, but it's been a great Saturday morning. Once again, I'm really sorry to you guys. I know it was a little bit early today,
Yeah, it was a bit early.
but I couldn't sleep. So
Jay never sleeps. Sleep is for the weak.
I've been up since 1 a.m., man.
Yeah, you also go to bed at like 8.
I don't want to let people know that.
Huh?
I'm a senior citizen. I eat my dinner at 3 in the afternoon.
That's about when I eat lunch.
And I go to bed at 8. So,
It's about when I eat lunch.
3 o'clock is your lunch.
It's like a between lunch and dinner
Oh
snack.
man, yeah. See, me, I eat so early. But I'm getting off track, guys. But
I'm like a hobbit. I eat a lot of meals.
hey, that's
I got
good.
breakfast, second breakfast, 11 C's, afternoon tea.
Well, that's good because that keeps up your immune system. So it's
What about
great.
second breakfast?
but but for me and Phil, we're really happy that you guys love this series.
Yeah, we do. And we'd love to hear from you too.
And yeah, you guys are great. And don't forget to go to John Barr and give him a like and a subscribe and tell him that I sent you. He's a great guy. So, oh, and I also have a Raiders interview that I did, and it's gonna be loaded up this Wednesday. So, don't forget to put your notifications on, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. But like I always say, stay safe, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, and we're out.
We're out.
We're not out. But we're out. All right, guys, have a good weekend.